situational leadership points to NLP as a way of improving our ability to influence others. And Norman Vincent Peale recognizes NLP as a truly new and unique approach, the power to reprogram your own thoughts and behaviors. NLP offers you proven effectiveness. It's already been successfully applied to personal change, organizational development, sports, sales, and management, to name but a few. These tapes are designed to make NLP work for you. We'll approach it in 3 ways. First, we'll teach you the principles and some basic techniques of NLP. Second, we'll give you a specific program for learning and using the characteristics of high achievers. The third thing we'll do on these tapes is show you how you can use NLP to accelerate your ability to learn any skill you want. Because NLP studies how people achieve, you can apply it in any situation you choose. This is sometimes a tough concept for people to believe. They ask, how can the same thing be applied to stage fright, negotiations, self-esteem, strategic planning, motivation, allergic responses, guilt, and human excellence? It's kind of like asking how things as different as computers, telephones, and CD players can all use electricity. Today, it's obvious to us. NLP is at the cutting edge of human development, finding out how our brains work so we can do more, have more, and be more. Let me use a simple example to give you an idea of how this works. Start by putting everything aside for a moment. Now, think of a very pleasant experience, something you really enjoy thinking about. Now have that experience get closer and larger and richer and brighter. Notice your feelings. Now have that same experience get farther away, smaller and sketchier and dimmer. Notice your feelings again. Then put that experience back where it was originally. Now think about what happened when you moved that experience around in your mind's eye. You probably had stronger feelings when you brought the experience closer, and less feelings when you moved farther away from it. Can you already guess how this might be useful to you? If you want to feel your positive experiences more intensely, you can move them closer. If you want difficult times to have less intensity, you can move them farther away. You can do the same thing with all aspects of your life. If you have an ongoing problem, you have the ability to move it away from you. When it's at a distance, you can look for a solution with neutral feelings. If you see something you want to gain in life, you can bring it closer and make it a part of your life. NLP will give you the skills to do this. You've just learned one of the ways your brain neurocodes your experiences. You've learned one of the elements of NLP. Now, another example. How do our brains process language? People often say things like, "Don't worry," or "Don't think about it." What happens if I tell you not to think about a problem? Well, despite what I say, you'll think about the problem. That's because our brains cannot understand putting something in negative language. In order to know what not to think of, our brains have to think of it first. Many managers and parents try to be helpful by telling us what not to do. What they're unknowingly doing is sending our brains in just the direction they don't want us to go. It's also something we do to ourselves. We say, "I won't think about it," and we do. NLP suggests a different way. We can take negative thoughts and state them in the positive. Instead of stating what you don't want, state what you do want. Try it. Take a negative command you've been giving yourself and turn it into a positive statement. Turn it around right now. Instead of telling yourself not to worry, tell yourself to be alert to opportunities. You can start focusing on the positive things you want in your life. Earl Nightingale said, "We become what we think about." We can bring more positive, successful things into our lives by making them our focus, by making them what we think about and concentrate on. These tapes will be most effective when you use that kind of mental concentration. You'll be doing a number of mental exercises. They're easy, and they use your brain in ways you're probably not accustomed to. The more fully you give your attention, the greater results you can expect. Each technique presented takes from 5 to 10 minutes. Is your future, the quality of your life, worth 10 minutes? The answer is obvious. You will, of course, still benefit if you listen while driving your car or being otherwise occupied. Be sure to set aside time to re-listen with full attention to the life-changing exercises on each tape. When you know how to do something, it's easy. When you don't know, it can be impossible. As Dr. Milton H. Erickson used to say to his new patients, you have tried consciously to solve this problem in every way you know how. You've tried this, and you've tried that, and you've tried in every way you know, and you have failed utterly. Now it's time to close your eyes and get in touch with another part of your mind, the part that keeps your balance in the chair, that pumps your heart, and 1,000 other things your unconscious mind does for you every day. You're going to learn how understanding your unconscious mind can help you change your life. Dr. Erickson talked a lot about the unconscious mind. He said your conscious mind is good at figuring out where you want to go, but without the unconscious mind's cooperation, you wouldn't get there. We've all had the experience of thinking that our conscious thoughts are in control until we literally find ourselves deep in an old habit. Erickson thought there was great wisdom and knowledge in the unconscious mind. With NLP, you'll learn to get in touch with it. The next few exercises will demonstrate how these unconscious programs can be changed. Begin by thinking of an everyday difficulty. For example, a time that you disappointed yourself, a time when you didn't feel very good about things. Now a warning, this is not the time for Heartbreak Hotel, the career crash and burn, or Indiana Jones-sized phobias. Push those to one side now. This time, it's simply one of those typically difficult days we all face on a fairly frequent basis. Pick a particular and real event from your past. As you think about this event, notice what images and sounds come to mind. Now go to the beginning of this experience. As you watch it this time, listen in your mind to fun or silly music, maybe circus music. Play it nice and loud. Have the circus music continue playing all the way through as you re-watch that incident in a new way. Pause the tape if you need more time. Now rewind that movie back to the beginning. This time, play it without the music. Notice your response to it this time. Has it changed? For some, the incident has become ludicrous or humorous. For others, their previously disappointed feelings have been neutralized, or at least greatly reduced. What happened? The code in your brain for that experience is now different. We've all had disappointments in life that later turned out not to be the big deal we thought they were. They changed with time. NLP says, why wait? We can change them now. As I said, they may even become humorous. Now let's do another exercise. Think of another, slightly troublesome experience. If your disappointment from the last exercise hasn't changed as much as you like, use it. Quickly go through the movie of this incident and pick out one frame, like a still photograph, that symbolizes for you the whole experience. See if you're in the picture, like looking at a snapshot of an event you were at. If not, and that's usually the case, begin in your mind's eye to pull back so you can see more and more of the scene until you see yourself. And watch it all as an observer looking on. Then consider what kind of picture frame you might want to put around the picture. A modern steel frame, or maybe one of those old-fashioned gold ones with swirly things and doves. When you've picked out a frame, add a museum light. You might even want to see it in the style of a famous painter, as if it were a Renoir or a Gauguin.